Twisty's Storytime Adventure. Mr. Twisty's Storytime Adventure. Mr. Twisty's Storytime Adventure. Here comes Mr. Twisty.
Hi there, friends. I'm Mr. Twisty, coming your way with stories and laughter for you every day. From my treehouse on the ground where the fun never ends with magic, balloons, and stories. Let's be best friends with jokes that'll delight, sometimes, and magic tricks too. Each day brings new wonders and joy just for you. Adventures await with each turn of the page. Come join the excitement no matter your age. We'll twist up some fun with balloons of all shapes and dive into stories through forests and lakes. Creativity's key in all that we do, so let's get started. There's so much to do. Hi, friends. Welcome back to another Storytime adventure. I love hanging out with you every week, and I am so happy to see you again. Are you ready for another fun adventure together? Oh no, here it comes. I can feel some seriously silly jokes brewing. I asked the Invisible Man to make a guest appearance on the show today. He said he couldn't see himself doing that. I found a word spelled incorrectly in the dictionary. You know what the word was? Incorrectly? What do you call a funny mountain? Hilarious? Oh, speaking of hilarious, I have to stop. I have a show to do. Some kids feel like it's easy to make friends effortlessly. For other kids, it's harder to make friends. If you have ever had a harder time making friends, or maybe you know someone who has, it's okay. It's actually possible to learn how to make new friends, just like a class at school, or playing a sport, or a musical instrument. It's possible to become better at making new friends. What do you get when you cross a boy with the secret code to friendship? This week's story, The Incredible Mrs. Banks' Kindness Code by Mark Satorre.
Once upon a time, in a bustling school filled with laughter and chatter, there was a boy named Joey. He was a bright and kind-hearted fourth-grade student, but he struggled to make friends and didn't feel included in the school community. In the playground, Joey watched as other kids played and laughed together during recess. He longed to join them, but he didn't know how to start a conversation or make new friends. One day, Joey's teacher, Mrs. Banks, noticed that Joey seemed sad during class. After school, she called Joey to her desk and asked him if everything was okay. With a heavy heart, Joey shared that he felt lonely because he didn't have any friends to play with. Mrs. Banks smiled warmly and said, "Joey, making friends can sometimes be tricky, but I'm here to help you." She shared some helpful tips with the boys. First, Mrs. Banks said, try to make eye contact when talking to someone. It shows that you're interested and paying attention. Joey nodded eagerly and listened to Mrs. Banks' advice. He knew he could do that. Next, Mrs. Banks continued, practice asking questions politely. Start by asking simple questions like, what's your name? Or, where are you from? People love to talk about themselves, so asking questions is a great way to start a conversation. Joey was excited to start asking questions the next time he met someone new. Mrs. Banks went on to share more tips with Joey. She explained the importance of greeting people with kindness and responding politely when greeted by others. Joey learned that saying thank you and showing appreciation for others' kindness is always important. Another tip Mrs. Banks shared was how to show sympathy and kindness to others, especially if they were having a bad day. A simple, hope you're okay, or is there anything I can do to make your day better, can make a big difference, she added. As Joey listened to Mrs. Banks' words of wisdom, he became hopeful that he could make new friends by following her tips. Over the next few days, Joey put Mrs. Banks' advice into action. He smiled and greeted his classmates with a cheerful "good morning" each day. He made eye contact and asked questions when talking to others. Most important, he always remembered to say thank you and to show appreciation. Slowly but surely, Joey started to notice a change. Kids began to smile back at him and engage him in conversation. Before he knew it, Joey had made new friends. With each passing day, Joey's confidence grew, and he felt happier knowing that he had friends who cared about him. Thanks to Mrs. Banks' guidance and support, Joey embarked on a wonderful journey of friendship and kindness. From that day forward, Joey knew that he would always remember the importance of making friends and spreading kindness wherever he went. Mr. Twisty's Storytime Adventure is brought to you by Birthday Buddy, the magical birthday countdown companion, like Elf on a Shelf, but making birthdays magical. For more information, visit MrTwisty.com.
I really like that story. If you did too, with your parents' permission, you can learn more at the link below in the description. What did you like about today's story? I really like learning about making new friends. I like to make new friends. I'm glad we are friends. That means a lot to me. But hey, I can always learn more about making new friends. I like that. Hey, what kind of building weighs the least? A lighthouse! Why was the broom late? It overswept! What did one hat say to the other? Hey, you stay here, I'll go on ahead. I love that. Oh, you too? No, okay. What position does Dracula play in baseball? Bat. Oh, that was so bad it was good, right? Right? Today's story was awesome, wasn't it? So from today's story, The Incredible Mrs. Banks' Kindness Code, there was a smiley face on the very last page. I like smiley faces. I thought I'd make you a smiley face magic wand. All right, friends, I have to go now, but let's meet up again next week, right here in my treehouse. You want me to go on? You want more bad jokes? Wait, what? No? Okay, well, any case, next week I promise a whole lot more of everything that made today special. I hope you'll join us again next week for another Mr. Twisty's Storytime Adventure. See you next week.
Twisty's Storytime Adventure. Mr. Twisty's Storytime Adventure. Mr. Twisty's Storytime Adventure. So much fun with Mr. Twisty.